So it's in Bristol as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
and welcome to Abracadabra code number 10. Hi guys. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Hi.
Yes, you are.
Apparently I'm not.
If you don't say anything, we'll be a bit stuffed, won't
Yep.
It's been a while though, hasn't it? Although we've been chatting privately, haven't we?
Yeah.
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 So it has been. That's been a while, but we have been part of the thing. It's nice. Thing is, I wanted to get to the end of what it was all about. If you know what I mean.
It's a great story, a true story, and it must have that epic ending, right?
Yeah. Well, all fairy tales have a happy ending, don't they?
Yep, they
Yes.
do. Yes, they do.
They definitely do.
And basically, it's taking all them horrible fairy tales and making the one beautiful one out of it.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
fairy tale is a pyramid with a ball on the top.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's all different sizes that all fit into each other, and that's what tells the fairy tale. But Abracadabra itself, and what it actually means, or what that
It's the
drawing was, it was the first ever drawing or thing for a water planet. It wasn't the actual universe as the universe works. It was for water planet. I found out.
Okay.
It was literally for calculations of a water planet and how a water planet fits together for mermaids, because apparently mermaids are the sort of like the essence of the universe, and if the mermaids aren't there, the universe falls to pieces.
Hence Atlantis in Lemuria.
Yeah, and Atlantis is just literally is the walled city that surrounds the Atlanteans, or the Atlanteans are the mermaids, and then Atlantis is the wall that provides their protection. And that's what collapsed or being pinched, or that's where all the problems started from. And that's why I said to you, when because I said to you,
Lucy.
Lucy, yeah. I said, the rubbing on my head that I get, yeah, is you. It's your essence. It's you, and it's you I'm holding on to.
Oh.
That's nice.
Because of the fact of it's been stolen, and I knew who you was, where you'd lost who you were.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely. And you know,
I made a fucking work for it as well.
Lucy, same with my husband and I. Same soulmates. That's how we work. Soulmates. We have to find each other on this life, because this is it. This plane is where everything's gonna explode open again.
Yeah. Well, we I mean, as the journey's gone on,
And so
Planet Purple, or that's our original planet, Planet Purple, and Planet Purple was an old universe or planet of where the mermaids used to live, or where they existed from originally. Planet Purple, and there was loads and loads of different timelines for Planet Purple. It just kept on copying itself into itself all the time. It had no control over it, and it used to keep overheating all the time. So this is where a lot of the myths come from with religion, about the ark and the water. it was a case of having to fucking put all the animals and put everybody into the ark, and then it's flooded every now and again to cool it down.
It was on like a cycle.
It was on a cycle of overheating because there was
and the only way to cool
yeah,
it down was water.
So
and
that's where this myth comes from, or it's been written in religion, because apparently there's been loads of different types of floods or this type of thing, and the ark was just literally all the animals and everything that was put in there. Every now and again. But why it was flooded and cooled? Because it kept overheating, and that's the problem with it. It was like an Earth planet, but because it used to overheat all the time, because there's so many copies of itself in itself on different timelines, and then it had a purple tinge to it. So the trees had a purple tinge to it and everything else because of the overheat problem.
All right.
Which sort of makes sense with what's written in history. Why it was cool, why it was flooded all the time, because of the fact of it just kept overheating. And what we found was, or what we got shown was, there was millions of different copies of Earth was a star planet. It wasn't ever Earth as Earth. It was like a star planet, and it was like the blue planet. But of course, because there's millions of copies of itself in itself all the time, it had this overheat problem because there's millions of different timelines. That's why everything always feels disconnected, or when we go on journeys, we seem to be doing thousands of different timelines at the same time, and it's hard to put the story together.
That's why you feel like your head's in a bucket, or you're displaced. You don't know why, and what you can't get yourself focused and grounded.
Because there's loads of different timelines of the same planet on itself constantly in the universe, and the Abracadabra was sort of like the first ever drawings or whatever for the first ever water planet for mermaids. And because obviously that kept copying itself and copying itself and copying itself into itself all the time, it become a universe of Abracadabra. So then it become multi sort of thing of Abracadabra being copied into itself, but it's slightly different timelines all the time. And that's when we go on our journeys. We do different timelines, or thousands of different timelines over say a week or 2 weeks, and then it takes me ages to work out, stripping out the stories.
Which bit goes with which bit, which start and ending. It's like you have to separate it, because there's all different sort of stories with one journey.
Well, in timelines, sorry to interrupt.
To give a
concept of timelines, you say there's millions out there. What I've heard, and it makes sense, is that, say, me as a person, I choose a decision in life to go one way, but then there's also a timeline created of me saying no to the decision and one to yes to the decision. And then of course that splits off. So every decision that I personally make splits off into another timeline and is occurring at the same time. Now imagine if all the human beings and on, this is just on Earth, isn't it? Do that. It's impossible to think how many timelines there actually are. So how you keep up, I don't know.
And is this what causes a lot of mental illness?
Probably.
Because of the fact of all these different timelines, which are fragmented only by a copy of the copy of itself. So then it's why you make a decision, then you disagree with yourself, and then disagree because you've got this thing, and then it creates mental illness. Because of the fact of you as a person are living in these timelines, all these timelines around us. So on the last few journeys, it's been trying to take control of these timelines and then make them into one timeline.
Because it is so confusing.
It's so confusing. And I've got a feeling this time we've nailed it, because I feel more one direction, one thing, and other people have said the same thing, because a lot of memories are coming. People are saying a lot of their old memories are coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what? just sitting creating art yesterday, and I was doing it for quite a long time. And all these old memories of childhood, I was suddenly walking somewhere and I was somewhere else and all over the place. Like, why are all these memories coming back to me? And they were flooding in, things I couldn't remember and hadn't even thought of. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not just in this, I know some are not in this life, just in this lifetime. And I know
they go all the way back.
And it started with a feeling with me, like I'd feel something, I go, oh, that reminded me of whenever I was a kid or something. It reminded me, and I would go, and then I'd get a vision in my third eye, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, is this like now? Because I don't remember that place, but maybe it's another lifetime. And then it either did go with this life, or that I didn't remember it, or it's others. So many.
Yeah,
that's why we're Time Lords.
Yeah, and that's why we get these time travelers from. You see, I mean, everything we everything you watch on TV or programs are being made. It's only our subconscious that are making these programs and putting them out there of who we were.
Yeah,
that's where
like that Tennant film and like you say, Doctor Who
and things like that. You know, and you know, where all these different names.
You're cutting out really bad to me.
Are we cutting out? Are we?
Yeah. So to me, I don't know about anybody else.
No, all right this end.
Oh, I'm all right here.
Yeah. All right. Here.
Okay, then it's just me. It's cool. Keep on going. I apologize.
That's right. Yeah, and it's all about Planet Purple. What Planet Purple was about, and Planet Purple is the original Star Earth. I should call it. I don't know. It's but it's all about getting these timelines and matching these timelines all up into one timeline, and then sort of like restarting it basically. And thinking, and
it's weird how the Royal Star picture as well is also turning purple as well.
It is, yeah. The Royal Star ones we've found, and that's turning purple now, changing different colours. And the Royal Star
was pink and blue.
Yeah.
It looked nothing like that because I've got a picture of it, and that looks like a totally different picture. I mean, it's similar, but totally different. I can't believe how much that's actually changed.
Yeah, you can't even really see the dragon anymore, can you?
Yeah, no. We got shown. Like we got shown that we're made out of different energy now as well, a different star. So the blue that you see that around us, that's a star. The blue sky is a star, which makes sense really, what the blue's about.
Yeah.
And that's the Royal Star. And we're all made out of that. That's all brand new, and we're all made out of that. And we've even seen animals made out of the blue star energy. So instead of like you look at the clouds and you see animals made out of the clouds, we've seen animals made out of the blue.
In between the clouds.
In between the clouds.
Yeah, so you'd have to watch out for that.
So watch out for that.
Yeah.
Because it's called Planet Blue, but it's even got its own perfume as well, because it's your favourite perfume. It's even got its own smell. Planet Purple.
As we were journeying into it, we kept getting big whiffs of it, didn't we?
Big whiffs, yeah.
And I've not smelt that for, I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah.
You just can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. I'm telling you. Like,
you can't make
so
it.
watch out for random smells of perfume.
I don't know why
smells of perfume.
Not perfume you wear, but random smells of perfume.
Yeah. It's random smell of perfume.
I smelled some.
That.
Yeah, it's Planet Perfume. It's Planet Purple perfume.
I mean, that's what I like. Envision all this stuff. I seen everything you're saying to me, and I don't like actually like could word it off.
Oh, lost you.
Oh, she's gone.
She'll be back. You can't get rid of her.
Word for word, but like
or is she faking it? Are you faking it?
Are you faking it? Just put it faking it.
No, I stopped to see if anybody else had noticed that. Have they noticed that when they use the memory? It's so like it's a total memory when you're talking about your events. I'm remembering it as you go.
Yeah. I mean, we get taken on some bizarre trips. I mean, the last one we was taken to, we left here, and the energy that I deal with, which is you, yeah,
me,
you, or all of you, the females, yeah, and they always make it easy. I'll carry you in back of my neck, yeah. That's where you live, sort of down the back of my neck down here, but to make it easier, you come to me and sort of like in the light bulb. So basically the light bulb becomes like an energy source. Yeah. And we took quite a few things out because, oh my gosh, the weavers, right now, the weavers who used to make everything. Yeah.
Remember, nobody else knows about
Yeah.
Or the weavers. I mean, we've been talking about the weavers and what the weavers are. Yeah, and the weavers are basically they're the energy that stitch everything together through space and time.
That creates everything.
That create everything. Yeah.
They're the dream weavers. In other words, they're the dream weavers. They make everything that you dream about or think about happen.
Yeah, and they're the ones that sort of like we're living within the Abracadabra. Yeah, and then used to.
And in this lifetime, we met in a nightclub called Weavers.
We met in a nightclub called Weavers. I mean, you can't fucking make it up, can you?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, really? and the reason they're called Weavers is because what they do is I know it sounds disgusting, but I've had words with them because like they use the we or our we, yeah, to make the energy to weave everything together with.
Because it's a mixture of energy and solid.
It's mixture of
liquid.
It's energy and solid because you're passing everything through, yeah, and then you got the energy of everything thingy. So they take the energy from the we, yeah, and then they create everything. And literally, I've had them before where they've like literally stored himself in the sofa or whatever, and I've puffed the sofa up, and it smelled like an old tramp. Like Jesus Christ, because it just smelled. And I'm like, do you have to smell like that? So literally, they've recoded everything now, so it doesn't.
He's made them recode it so it doesn't smell like weed.
Doesn't smell like weed, but. When I'm going into sort of like a new a parallel that they've created for us, and it opens, all I can smell on my hands is weed because I know how long it's been there. Because they've opened.
I can't believe that.
It's mental. Honestly, and I'm like, you lot, they're the most beautiful animal, they're the most beautiful creature you can think of, yeah.
They're the ones that when I used to feel anxious at night time, they used to come and hold my hand in bed.
They used to wrap themselves around her and hold a hand. Or
if you feel anxious, ask them to come and hold your hand till you go to sleep, and they will do.
And they've changed.
And you can feel them. You can feel the heat from them.
Yeah,
holding your hand.
They can make themselves into absolutely everything. The universe. They can make themselves into everything. Because back in the day, I used to call them space rats, and they didn't like it. I used to just tease them, and.
Taking the piss.
Taking the piss because they look like a water bowl.
Taking the piss.
Yeah, they look like a water. They do look. They used to look like a water bowl. That's how they look. Yeah, and so anyway, they've always wanted to look like a dog. They're really good at making dogs. Yeah, like they used to live in the sofa when we'd on our journeys, and they'd come out the sofa and they'd be cuddled into my legs, or they'd come out the floor. And they're cuddled into thing, and they just want cuddles and love. That's why they love kids, and they've always wanted to be a dog. And that's
they're
why
baby shapeshifters.
They love lots of attention and
they love
cuddling
lots of
and love. And...
You show them love, yeah, and whatever, and they just multiply, yeah, everywhere.
Tribble.
So,
they're trouble with tribble.
Yeah, just literally just a little bit of love and a bit of attention, and they just keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and going. We've got their own language as well. And that's all changed though now. They used so when a decision's got to be made, yeah, they'd be on the sofa with us, and literally there'd be a pile of like cushions or whatever on the sofa, and you could see all different faces coming in the sofa because what they do, they take the cushions and make them go into different faces because they start forming themselves. So there'd probably be thousands of them all there having a chat about a problem. But they only used to work on one word. So it'd be like pink, blue, a computer, table, chair. And they're just so random words in. And then they'll come up with an answer. So literally I'd go, what's the answer? And one of the last ones was yellow. Blend everything with yellow and everything would be okay. So we just blended everything with yellow and it did make everything okay. So they work on just a multiple of random words going in, yeah? And even Rusty, our dog, I mean, he talks their language. As I see, he nestles up to the cushions, and I see him talking to them because they're all everything's made the same thing, like that. So we made him head of our security, didn't we?
Yeah.
I thought, right, you're head of security, and it was made up to
Honestly,
bits.
his ears turn into like little satellites.
I go,
he's tuning in on different
frequencies,
yeah,
different
wherever they are. You can actually really see it.
Yeah, and then when we've had to like take them out and put them back in again, he'd get really upset because he couldn't hear them talking and chattering all the time. So they're there, or they were there, but this was the problem, you see, with the evil and the rot and everything else, because all these different timelines also that we was on, and the Weavers had a timeline and they started to die. So then what happens was the first, right at the beginning point of the first ever Planet Purple, you're getting that rot that starts to come through and everything starts to fall to pieces because it's coming up through your blends, it's coming up through us.
It's actually leaking through all the different timelines.
It's bleaching through all the different timelines, which then creates all this hassle and all this stuff that's been going on in the big wide world. It's been falling to pieces, but without you knowing, because it's been bleaching through the different timelines.
That's where people's anxiety and stress and
it's
all coming through.
And then it
leaks through it's been leaking through everywhere.
It's been leaking through everywhere. So it's been
uncontrollably, really.
Yeah. So it's been the case of trying to take everything back and then reforming everything. So then the Weavers are made out of a different energy now. So they're made out of the star energy. So the Weavers are still here, but they're being made out of star energy, which lasts forever. So
it doesn't decay.
It doesn't decay. It doesn't rot. It's just there. Well, it's a star energy. So basically, it's like it's almost like, it's really weird because obviously I know the story of what's been going on and everything else. It's almost like I was made out of a different star energy compared to the females. Females are made out of the Weavers because that was the Sally. Sally was the original Weaver, you see.
I had the same anxieties, the same worries as the Weavers, didn't I?
Yeah, their biggest problem was worry. Yeah, so they'd make a decision, but then spend 90% of that decision worrying about it.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Right? Yeah, right. So this is the problem that I found. And this was their decay. So once I found, because I know them so well and I've worked with them for so long, once you realise how old you really are, you can accept how long you've been working with the universe and different bits and pieces, and you can accept that this timeline we're on now is just to put things right, but you've got to accept of how old we really are. Yeah. And it opens the doors right back to the beginning. So the biggest problem with the Weavers was they'd make a decision, and then that decision they'd like spend 90% chance of worrying about the decision. But then they'd work out, if it goes wrong, we can do this and this and this and this to appease the situation. Yeah, if it goes wrong. So of course, because all the Sallys come from the original Sally Weaver, yeah. Well, by the time you get to all these different timelines, you've got all these billions of worrying about everything, but with an overall picture of we'll put it right if it goes wrong. But it's so that's where this sort of like reverse psychology comes in. So it took me ages to sort it out, because obviously Rusty, when we were in the zone, he's made out of Weavers, yeah. So it gives me an idea of what's going on. And then I sat him down because I was talking to him, but talking to everything else, saying, look, now just spend 5 minutes not worrying about that, yeah, and blah, blah, blah. He changes the dog straight away. Now he communicates with me. I can talk to him, blah, blah, da, da, da. And then that worry's gone. So that's probably about the last 3 or 4 weeks, that worry's probably gone. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Yes, definitely, because I was having a lot of anxiety completely, and which is not like me, because I've got nothing particularly to worry about. And this is like more recent. And I would say from about 4 weeks, exactly that, really totally feel different and change. I don't worry. I just kind of, feel totally different. That's all gone. So I'm in total agreement.
And it ties in, and other people have said the same thing. It's like, wow. And
I totally agree with you here.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
Me.
And so when obviously we do things and we work with things and we blah blah, and then people are talking about how they feel different because of that. It means that Sally line, and the Weaver line is true. Otherwise, it won't remove it.
Like dear Danny said yesterday, be here. Like, just be in the here and the now, and that's how we're gonna get through this. Is because then we feel that now. That's why we don't have that anxiety anymore. We know we'll just stay here in the comfort of the here and now. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. But that's how we're keeping ourselves from going. I'm going out of my mind.
I mean, because all these journeys we get taken on these journeys for a reason. You know what I mean? And I said the thing, I said, all these journeys we go on, they're all there for a reason. Because it's nothing you can actually really think about in your wildest imagination.
No.
It's not like you can sit there and go, right, this is what's going to happen now. Because you just come, you just thinking, but for a long time it's just been leading us down this path, but it's been leading us back to Planet Purple and what it's actually all about. Now, the Time Lords, or the Overlords, I should say, it's more Overlords than Time Lords. They're the ones that were controlling us all because the mermaids got pinched. So there's like a fake iris. Yeah. And basically, the way we got shown it was that you got pinched. So it was pinched and then put into the nothing. So basically, we had to go and investigate the nothing and get you out from the nothing and bring you into the something and take control of the nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where they got pinched from. And we got shown it all because as we go into the stories, the clouds change and tell us the story as it's going along. So I can read the story by what's in the clouds. Yeah. So as we go into these stories, the clouds around us tells me the story, and then I can read the story by the clouds because the pictures in the clouds tell me the story of what's happening and who and everything else. So and it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'll be teaching you it, isn't it?
Yeah.
How different is
Oh no, go ahead. I'll say after going.
I was going to say, and how different the skies are. They keep changing, because I like to look at the sky, and I don't just mean it changes from day to night and different weather, but it literally colours are changing, and it's changing. Every so often it does change. It's different again now than it was a few weeks, months ago. So
it is.
The shade of blue keeps changing. The clouds keep changing.
Yeah. And the weather. And believe it or not, what's around us is the universe is gone to it's aqua again now. So basically, the air that we breathe is actually water based. It's aqua, but you can actually breathe it like air. So it's sort of like it's almost like being under. It's like being underwater, sort of like above, sort of like in air and space all mixed together as one aqua. It's like an aqua space. Because I was sitting here one weekend, and because I'm always blending energies together, and energies are passed to me, and I blend them together. And literally, I had all bubbles form. I was holding my hands in between my hands, and all individual bubbles came in between my hands, and they all squeezed together, and I just released it. And that was the start of the aqua, or the aqua space, or the whole brand new one. And as I'm sitting here doing what we're doing, all different energies are being passed to me constantly all the time. Yeah. And all I'm doing is blending and mixing them together and blending and mixing them. It's a long procedure, but I just blend and mix. And on the last journey, I was like, bang. I went, oh my God. Okay, well, you was outside at the time, weren't you? I said, does it feel different? which is why I said I've just plus one the blend of all energies. So all the energies, I've got solid mixture in and everything else, and I plus one, as in like blended everything together to
every single thing
to the plus one. Bang, finished. And I was like, wow. The walls felt clean, the house felt clean because it was all trapped within the walls, and everything sort of felt clean. And that was a week and a half ago. The trees, everything was all trapped within the trees. It was all trapped within the walls. It was all trapped within everything else. Because when we
were trapped within all nature, weren't we?
All nature was trapped within all nature, and it's separating it all, and blending it all, and then blending it out. So basically, we are in control of nature.
Yeah, everything's balanced now.
Yeah, so everything creates itself around us. Yeah, we're not created from it. And that was the problem. It's almost like we were in a computer system. Yeah. Now, this is another thing.
Yes.
The powers that be, yeah, used to have a computer system which put everybody into a computer system. Yeah. So
the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the system.
So when we opened up this new universe of planet Purple, because the vastness of it and how big it is, I mean, it's immense of how big it is, and it works on a quantum, yeah. And these quantums are that big, a computer can't hold it. So outside there is our computer. So outside is our computer. It can't be fitted into a computer. It's too vast.
It can't be trapped.
It can't be trapped. It can't be trapped within the system.
Too much of it.
There's too much of it. It's too vast.
And we don't want it in the system anymore. We need to
break it's too intricate.
It's too individual.
Yeah, it's too individual. Because on one of the journeys a long while ago, I realised what they was doing was there was getting you sort of like or taking your birth certificates, putting them into a computer system, and then everybody's living within this computer system. Yeah. So then basically
and controlling everybody with it.
Yeah, all the law courts and jail sentences, they're all within the computer system. Yeah. If you live outside the computer system, there's nothing they can do with you.
Nope.
Right? Because you live out. So we converted everything to out. So basically we're out. Yeah, the universe is out. All computers are out. Nothing is allowed to be in. So even though we're talking today on a computer, it's
still all out.
It's all out in the universe. Yeah.
Nothing can be trapped anymore.
Nothing can be trapped or held responsible within the system.
Okay.
So basically, because the vastness of the universe and how it's all been put together, which is like ridiculous of how big it is. It can't be put into any system at all. So basically, the universe is the system, is the computer, and it is where we are protected. Because out there is the creator's line, yeah, and the creator's line is forever, and that's your protection of immortality and everything else. Where before everybody's been trapped within a system, yeah,
it's very limited and very
limited. They can do what you want, bring you back when you want. So it's all been a case of getting everything out. Yeah. So when we opened this up as Planet Purple, which is Planet Blue, we opened it all again, or we're part of reopening it, how the vastness of it.
And the individuality of everything.
Yeah, and literally the universe is the size of a micro pinprick. Yeah. But the actual so when you've got the universe and everything can fold itself into a micro pinprick, it also gives you the vastness of the size of the bigness, because you've got a big and small, which is the same. Yeah. So the vastness, to get the vastness, you've got to get the tininess. So literally, we live in a tiny micro speck, which gives you the vastness of the universe. Yeah. So the vastness of the universe on the old Abracadabra, which was a 72. Look how many pinpricks you can get into the 72s. Yeah. And all them pinpricks all become into the one. and then
they're all the same size.
And they're all the same size, which is vastness. So it's all a case of getting these all in, and then these pinpricks, which then takes the control of the computer, you see, because everybody's been put into a pinhead into there, yeah, which then controls you and locks you into this false universe. Yeah, in case it's going even smaller and smaller and smaller with the atom that we took control of, to the micro atom, to the nothing, and then opening that up as full size. So then basically it takes everybody out from this system and brings everybody out.
Full size.
Full size. So no one can be, no one can be locked in the computer. The system itself is only because of the fact that people are put into a computer system and locked into a computer system. Yeah. And it's just a case of bringing everything out. So if you just remember, everybody, yeah, you're now out. And in is also out. Because you sit in your house, yeah, which is part of the out universe, yeah.
Right.
So everything is out. And
can I just interrupt just for a minute? Somebody this week has messaged me talking about our logo. Our Juicy Lucy logo. They've actually said that it actually looks just like how an atom is.
So how atom works, apparently.
How an atom works, which is absolutely blown my mind because I made that logo.
Yeah.
With no idea about atoms.
No. But everybody just remembers. Everything now is out. Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you get the symbol at for your symbol? Where did you get that? Where did it come from? Because I made it before.
I made it on one of them apps. Those free logo apps. I made it on one of them and just cribbed it.
Well, that's got to be one of the. I remember that symbol, so it has to be one of them that was on our ship. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
I put loads of different symbols together and made it on one of those. Those free logo, make your own logo apps.
Yeah,
I made it and then I cribbed it.
Yeah, yeah. But just remember, everybody, you're always out.
I love it.
Yeah, and it takes you to get your head around it because everything is out. Yeah. So you can't be locked into a computer system. When we've been doing stuff, I've noticed when we first started doing this, a lot of it was in our sort of like computer system. So I was doing things sort of like within the system, our system, yeah. But then I realised then I was actually doing things for real. So when I was taking when we're taking all these things on and fighting all these ghosts and all these things were going on, I never realised I've been doing it real time, real.
Oh.
Because I've never been in the computer because the thing is, we've always been told, oh, don't worry about it, it's in the system, you're safe. Then I'm like, oh, we fucking we're actually doing this for fucking real. So all these things we've been taking on. I mean, I had a fucking nightmare that was. I reversed a lot of the stuff. So basically, a lot of all the wars and stuff that people died in and the Weavers died in, I reversed it all. So everything got all reversed. So everything never happened. So basically, we reverse everything so it never happened. Deal with the bit in between, and then basically everything goes back to it never happened, and then you can take people out before it happened. Yeah. So if something's happened to somebody, yeah, if I can move that planet back 3 points, so it's never happened, reverse everything in between so it's never happened, and then take everybody out and it's never happened.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was.
And then everything gets reversed because it never happened.
Because it never happened.
They didn't want us to know this. That's why they created the word butterfly effect.
Yeah,
they made you,
one thing I do know,
screwed up.
You would probably even remember it. It's something that from back way back that we always got taught. If anything ever goes wrong, because space and time is now gone, I've reversed all of that. So space and time has gone. So I reversed all space and time. That's all finished, and now it's quantum space and time. It's a different kettle of fish. So everything, because I got told that if you can reverse everything within the universe to the point of reversing all the negative so it never happened, everything prepares itself, because it never did.
Yeah.
Because it's relativity. If it never happened, then it can't have happened. So it corrects itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
The theory, exactly. Theory of relativity was one of the first things that popped in my head when I woke up, and then I was like,
and that's what it's all about, reversing all that negativity.
Everything. It just like made me realize.
We brought everybody back from the dead. Fucking.
Oh my goodness.
Because when we're on different timelines, don't forget these different timelines we're talking about, So this timeline we're on now is just sort of like a stable sort of time. But when we go into these different timelines,
it's like a spaghetti junction.
These things are really fucking happening. So because I reversed everything to where we live, everybody fucking came back, right? As in that was supposed to be dead and weren't dead and was walking around fucking Weymouth.
Oh, yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
I had a premonition of that.
Victorians,
soldiers, fucking cavemen, which was one of my mates. Dinosaurs. The fucking lot.
All walking around Weymouth Beach.
All walking around Weymouth fucking beach.
I wish I'd seen that.
It's on a different timeline. So it was on a different timeline, but it actually really fucking happened. We're like, oh, for fuck's sake, like that. But apparently everything's been videoed and everything's been recorded and videoed. So when we do get through it all, everything that's ever happened is recorded.
Right.
So you can watch it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I know that. Well, I don't know, but I know that of how my perceptions of things when I obviously not in this particular avatar or body, whatever you want to call it, that you'll go and review everything like on a big screen, something that we can't really contemplate here, more than just a phone or a laptop screen, and you review your life or your previous lives and everything like that. I suppose because time doesn't exist, it all exists together, doesn't it? And so it somehow is recorded
it is recorded,
all experiences in all timelines and everything, isn't it?
In timelines, because I've said to you, and I said I've got recording, and they play it on the computer, and if you get the shadow about right on the computer, you can actually see it play on the computer. You can actually see it in the computer, and I'm like, fucking hell, like that. So it is all recorded. Everything's all recorded. Everything's recorded.
Every single thing.
I mean, we got to take into the, you can call me overlords or the fake gods, and we had them come over here a long time ago on one of the parallels we was on, and
right go on.
I had a fucking right go at them. Anyway, all the energies and everybody that was trapped, which is the cells that was all trapped in the trees and stuff, was being terrified or tormented by these so-called fake gods, right? And they came over, and what they had a big, massive horse, and there's a big bloke on a horse, and he's getting it the bigger and like that. And I went, and I remember stood in the window, went, "You're fucking the wrong person here," and I fucking clicked the fucking fingers, and all this energy fell down and melted them all in front of everybody, and literally they all melted. Well, apparently that got passed up to where they were, and then obviously I was dealing with that on the last journeys we went on. Of the fake gods, and what the fake gods were doing was they were stealing the energy from the mermaids, and then creating their own sort of mermaids' beauty out of the beauty of the mermaids,
and the power that goes with it.
And the power that goes with it, because apparently what should have happened was from the word go, when everything was created originally, that the parents that were sent here were supposed to give birth to the mermaids and pass the powers to the mermaids. Yeah,
the god powers.
The god powers and the creative powers should have gone to the mermaids.
Everything that goes with it,
But what happened was, on the fake one, which we've been living on, it got stolen, and the parents kept hold to the power and kept the mermaids slaves to keep draining from them to create their own beauty out of it.
So they could keep the power.
So they could keep the power.
Oh.
Very naughty.
Very naughty. So it was a case of the last one was going out sorting these wankers out. Yeah. Because a lot of the mermaid energy got past me a long time ago. It all came through the laptop at me, and I got to brought it all back. And as I was bringing it back, the original mermaids were coming back on the screen, like boom, 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 because they'd been copied that many times. Yeah, they'd faded away to nothing. And there was actually on the computer laptop saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was bringing them back. So, and this is where the this fake, well, it's almost like the devil. It was like took control of it and was doing it. I never believed in any of that bloody bollocks. Yeah, but after what I've seen last time, there is definitely a good and an evil. Yeah, however you want to look at it. Yeah. And even the energies, even the energy I was working with, like fucking hell, even I didn't believe it all in
Yes.
you know what I mean? And I'm like, I've been calling this for a long time, but it really did happen. And that's why I said to you, you've lost your femininity because it's been stolen.
Yeah.
It's been stolen.
Yeah.
It was, and the masculinity was disrupted.
The evil or the devil on a fake time, whatever you want to call it, it's been stolen because on the good side, yeah, it'd been done properly, as in we've been handed down that power from our parents, and it'd been handed down to us to do everything. Then it'd been stolen, and then not just stolen, it sucked all the goodness from that side, and then he created this one. Because I got given the,
which explains why it was all so bloody awful.
It was all so awful because the good to create evil, yeah, or the word evil can only, they have to take good, yeah. So good energy, good souls have to be stolen, yeah, and then they have to be sort of like made to be evil, and then to do the evil's work. Yeah, that's how evil works. It's taking good souls, taking it, and then making them good souls do the fucking devil's work. Yeah.
Exactly.
So right, and that's how it works. And I was sitting here one weekend, and all of a sudden I felt this energy dropped off my head. It just fell off, and I went, "Do you know what that is? That's the evil gone. It's run out of evil because everything plus ones, everything's got a 0 to a +1 till it runs out of its permutation," and it fell off. I went, I said, the evil just fell off my bloody head because obviously it's been sitting on us, yeah, trying to turn us against each other. Because if you can turn the good people to do the devil's work, yeah,
that's what evil equates to.
Yeah, it's gonna look for the biggest shine, the biggest, brightest light, yeah, to turn them against each other, and then everything just goes evil because it's got its number one. Yeah, and it fell off me. I went, "You fucking wanker." I said, "You ran out of fucking evil, so now it all has to return to good, because that's what it was originally." And that's how evil works. It's just literally.
And the collective, it's building this new earth with our energy. That's what we're doing. With our energy, we are literally building this new earth.
Because the evil's gone. Yeah, the actual evil has permutated itself to nothing, and it has to then go back to good. I mean, what we've seen happen after that, I won't say it online, but it was like fucking horrific after that, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was definite consequences.
Yeah, there was definitely consequences, and they came and got collected, and it was taken away. Like I say, we work. You know, I mean, we all work for somebody, yeah, and I've always said who we work for.
Somebody's always out there looking after us all, right?
Yeah, there's always somebody looking after us, and every time I get to the point of who it might be, and then they go, "Well, I get, well, it's you. Well, it can't be fucking me," and then you can't because I know how it works. You know what I mean? So, but there's something out there that's watching us all. Big time. And I always think I get to the answer, like yes, and then
Big Brother's watching.
There's always another level. So I've just left it. There's always another fucking level. So no matter how far you fucking get up, There's always
clicked
another level
on.
looking after you.
You're not
No,
supposed to know. You're not supposed to know,
I know.
are you? Not
Believe me,
now.
you know,
Not
I've tried.
as we are. Yeah.
And I do think
Exactly.
it's like higher selves, yeah, in the expanding future, because everything's done of where we are. We live in the
It
present.
is our higher selves. It truly is our higher
and our
selves.
future is already preset now, because we live in this. We live in this whole new present. So basically, as the future expands out into the universe, the present changes around us. Yeah, and I think it's us in the future, as a sort of expanding future of constantly expanding.
Pulling us in the right direction.
Yeah, because there's a constant flow of expansion, and it works out at one light year per millisecond, and that's a constant expansion of the universe. We've been shown
1 light year per millisecond.
Yeah,
Thinking it. That's just
mind blowing, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we left where we left on the last journey, because the fact of we weren't allowed to leave the universe we was in, because obviously we was trapped in it, and everything around us was built out of us, but for wrong. Yeah. And I said, I've had enough of this. It's time to get out, chip out. So basically, I said, how easy is it to put everything into a starship or whatever, and fucking just haul ass out of here, and I'm going to jump out of here, and then whatever is. So we jumped out from there to there, and then basically we sat here, and I watched the whole universe where we were collapse.
Wow.
It just went boom, 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 didn't it?
Yeah.
And
we heard it.
We heard it and saw it and watched it, because we sat here, you know, like star, and then literally everything was just sort of sliding down the side and just going boom, boom, boom. And I just says, before we dropped it, I says, just get everything together wherever we are and just haul ass and get everybody out. And I think we was traveling at one point. I think it was 250. Yeah, 250 million light years per millisecond to get out of the way.
I had to get that out of my head. Hang on.
Yeah, you get that around your head.
Can you?
Hang on.
You can. I can.
And it was smooth as fuck.
You can feel it. It was absolutely hauling to get out.
Hey, I'm like
Wow.
Einstein. Screw the math. Don't even give me this math shit, because I'm like Einstein. I don't even want to freaking think about it. I could do it, but I just don't want to fucking wrap my head around it. So when we get the answer, let me know what it is. I'm waiting.
I can't even work it out myself. But I do remember we came to a place where we could never, ever be traced or tracked ever again. So basically, wherever we came from and we left there to where we are now, no one could travel this distance ever again to get to where we are, to open up the new planet Purple. And we came in, we locked in, and then we just went up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and just kept on going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And that's the creator's line, yeah. And we just kept going up and up and up, and then you can see the clouds, the ancestors, and everybody else around us, and we just kept going up and 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 up.
It was amazing.
And then, because I said about Full Metal Jacket, as in the universe is got to be secure, as in like, and the last sort of thing we did, you heard boom, boom.
You actually heard the universe locked together.
Boom.
Full Metal Jacket. It's the most amazing noise I've ever heard in my entire life. It was such a safe
Boom.
sound.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Absolutely stunningly gorgeous. If I could hear that noise every day,
Yeah.
it'd be lovely.
You could hear all the boom, boom, all the different universes all being locked together. It'll be like a Full Metal Jacket.
And everything
Boom,
was securing
boom, boom.
and all around us. It was amazing.
It was, wasn't it?
Mm.
And that,
Such a lovely noise. I can't actually describe how lovely a noise it was. It was amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can kind of
And that's
feel,
what- and that's
feel
what-
it. I can imagine it, and I can quite grasp what you're saying there. I really
Yeah.
can. I can just, yeah. I yeah.
There's like all different sections of it were all going into place.
Yeah.
All around all of us. And
So you felt
securing
completely
everything so that
safe.
it's
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so it's one big massive
Your belly.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where I feel it.
Yes. What did you say? Your belly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Me too. And in my heart as well.
Yeah, well,
actually.
your belly,
Really
you're giving
like-
birth. See, you're giving,
Yeah.
we giving
Like a
birth
big
to
warm
everything. See?
cuddle,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a big
it's all
warm
about
cuddle. Yeah.
Mother Nature and we giving birth to
Yeah.
everything again, you see. But because it's like, boom, Full Metal Jacket, nothing can get lost. It's all secure. Nothing can get in.
Nothing can get out.
Nothing can get out.
Yeah. No one can lose their marbles.
No.
I
No.
already lost mine.
Yeah.
So that's no good, is it?
I know.
And also,
Have to look for mine.
everything's out.
We don't know where they're going a long time ago.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's out.
But it's,
Yeah.
it's actually safe to be out.
Yeah. You're safer to be out because people can pinch you in a computer. You see, that's what was happening. People, if you're locked in that computer, people can pinch your soul and copy you and do all this stuff to you. Yeah. And that's what was happening. So of course, because we brought everybody out. So literally now the computer's the same as the universe. You've got the same security now inside a computer, inside the computer, as of what they have in the universe.
Because it's all out.
It's all out.
Every computer is out.
Everything's now is out. Because I also got given these like metal strands that I could pull out from my fingers. Really weird, and it's almost like a wire, and it's like a technical wire.
Yeah.
So basically, I could pull it out from the sofa, I could pull it out from
the floor,
the wood, everything. I could literally pull it out of the wall, tables, and I could connect everything through this like wire. That was like, and it was sharp as well. You could cut your finger. Literally.
It's like the whole of nature's gone technical.
Yeah,
it's like an upgrade.
I can even grab the computer and then pull it through the computer as well, and put it through the screen of the computer as well. And then pull a wire all the way through, and then connect it through to the universe and all these wires. But then that went to like almost like from a wire to like almost like an organic wire then. To connect everything to everything with, but literally I could go through the computer and pull through the wire from the computer,
like an energetic wire. Like I'm trying to think of
like a fly wire. Yeah, just literally like a fly. You can hear it.
Yeah,
proper sharp as well. I mean, it's proper like a wire, but like
that just proves everything's made of the same stuff now, isn't it?
Yeah,
everything and everyone is all made of the same stuff.
Yeah, but it must be something.
It's organic, but it can change and tweak and
it must be something to do with the Full Metal Jacket, and the organic is also Full Metal Jacket as well, and literally that then went to
so everything's working on optimum, isn't it?
Yeah,
at all times everything's tweaking and changing and evolving. And
but I could go through the screen and pull it through the computer and then connect it to the out. So I was bringing everybody from in there and then pulling them wires through to the out, and opening the computers up and bringing everybody out from that system. It's almost like that was the web, or that was the system, and I was pulling everybody out with them wires and then throwing it all in and then blending it all and blending it in. Even I'm polishing the energy because it comes into me, and literally it's like a force field, and I can push against it. It's like, you really can push against it as I'm blending all the different energies together. And as I'm doing it, I can feel all the bits of wire in it. And it's a case of polishing it until all them bits of wire all disappeared.
It's like the collapsing of the Matrix, then, basically.
Yeah, it was pulling it all out. Yeah, pulling it all out.
Yeah,
and throwing it all out, and then I'm sitting here polishing it all and blending and polishing and blending and polishing, and then sort of like I'd push it through the walls, which is like pushing it through the universe, and push it through, and then the next lot would come in. And it's got its own system, and the new Abracadabra, it's got its own wiggle. It's like so Abracadabra that we had before, it's all been rewritten. it's completely been rewritten into a whole brand new,
updated, upgraded, full metal jacket.
Yeah. So as it's coming,
singing, all
so
dancing.
as it's sort of coming in the room, it's coming in and then going 30 degrees and going down this road, so it makes like a jiggle. So there's all these different patterns, and that's the new Abracadabra. It then writes itself through the universe. It's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm nodding. I'm just going like that. I'm just wowing. I'm not
But yeah,
going
like a
no,
wiggle.
it's not.
What it reminded me of was Tales of the Unexpected, and that girl how she used to dance in that lamp.
She did, didn't she? Yes, she
Used to have
did.
that certain- Yeah,
That program used to scare me.
yeah, but that sort of
I know, but you had to what?
motion is the motion that when it used to come in, and it used to have it had its own wiggle dance when it used to go around.
Wiggle it, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
But yeah,
Just love that
You know
song.
as I say, and then we got then we left here because there was two universes underneath it that connected everything to the old Earth. Yeah. So they got blew out of the way. So we're sort of like taken out of the way. So that connection of that Earth connection was taken out, gone, which was probably the system, the computer system, and was taken away from that. And then, but that contact was broken, and then that's when we had to come back down. We had to come back down. We got copied back down again, and you at the time. Obviously, the essence of you, yeah, copied us back down, back onto that level again, onto a copy of that level, yeah, to go and sort out what we had to sort out in the graveyard. And then you literally wrap yourself around my wrist and you said, "Will you do me a favour?" So I says, "Yeah." And there was a pouffe purple one with some cushions on it. He said, will you quantum lock that up before you leave? So I quantum locked that before I left. Then we walked out. I said, "Have you rigged that to go bang?" And he's like, "Yeah." So we walked out and we went to the graveyard, and that's when we was there doing some other stuff there, and that's when I realised the wall around the graveyard had all bits of the old Planet Purple. It had little weavers with little things, little dolphin weavers in there.
Like first ever mermaids.
First ever mermaids was all coming out of the wall, and then all the
every single stone told a different part of the history.
And I was like, "There's no point in taking a photo of it because it'd be gone because you're in that.
Yes.
You're on it.
Yeah. We tried taking photos.
Before
you take it with you.
Yeah. And then was there, and it was a case of getting the rest of you out from the shit that was underneath the graveyard. It's almost like I would say that was an old wooden castle many years ago, and the old ship that we came in was made out of wood. It was organic. It was made out of wood. It was made out of Planet Purple. Is the wood organic? It's almost like we used to live in a tree, and that tree could teleport us anywhere.
Yeah, because that's the picture you showed me of the
tree
tree.
comes from.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah, I did as a kid as well.
Yeah,
and go on, sorry.
Magic faraway tree.
Yeah, because before we went there, the tree started to regrow in the land around us, the branches and everything else, and all around us, and it started to regrow, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I've got an old table, an old oak table, and that started to, on the knots, the energy started to come out with roses on it, and started to rebloom itself. And I'm like, do you know what?
We've seen animals coming out.
The animals, all the original animals are in there, and everything else. Beautiful animals, gorgeous. But them animals are you. It's the essence of who the mermaids were, and they was all in the wood, and they was all being reborn and everything, and coming back out through the tree that was being built around us again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, on the evil side of it, you're classed as fairies, but really you're pixies, not fairies.
Oh,
I want to be a fairy.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
yeah. Pixies
Sorry,
are far
pixies.
better.
It definitely sound more mischievous.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is so me.
When we were down at the graveyard and I was standing next to the wall, I could hear the wall knocking, going boom, 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 boom. It was actually almost hear ourselves in the wall going bang, bang, bang in the wall. You can actually hear it knocking.
Yeah.
And we could actually hear the wall go boom, boom, boom. We're in here, wasn't it? Yeah. And we were down there, and it was a case of getting you out from down there and then bringing you home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But literally, I could. Oh God Almighty! Fucking the smell of rot was unbelievable because it was coming out of my pores.
Oh,
it was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Because
there's all wood rotting.
There's all the wood and all the rot and everything else that was down there, and it was just like rot. And it was a case of getting the essence of the females out and bringing them back home again, but and then changing your sort of like your blends over to get rid of the rot. So as I'm sitting here, sort of like the energies are trying different blends to get rid of the rot, and then obviously to get the right blend of female again, but a different type of female, but the same, getting rid of the rot. Because that goes back to the original weavers when they started to rot. You see, some of the original blends would blow apart, poof, and that's why you've lost who you really are. Because as the rot came through, it would like separate different blends of the mermaids and then blow them apart. But it was done on purpose by the evil to blow to
take control of it.
Take control of it and then use it for the fake gods and stuff, and then give them eternal life. Siphon it back to the parents that held on to it all originally, and they shouldn't have done that. Blah blah blah. It should have been passed down to the kids, which is a good reason for it. Is so the parents can look after the kids. But of course the evil kept it for himself. Kept the copied everything through until all the goodness had gone, and you're just left with this evil. And the smell of it, the smell was horrible. Horrible.
I didn't smell it, thank goodness.
Oh, it's horrible.
No, I can just imagine that's bad enough.
Oh no, I had the weavers went outside and did a copy of an old friend of mine that was on the Royal Oak when it sunk.
I think is it the Art Royal?
No, Rose, Mary Rose.
Mary Rose.
Mary Rose.
Yeah.
And
it come back, but it
come back to reversed everything for me to put him back into rewrite him into the story. So he's standing outside, absolutely stinking of rot outside the window. And then he leaned in to say, "Oh, it's me. Can you help me?" And the smell. So I said,
"All we wanted was a cup of tea, bless him."
Yeah, we wanted
a cup of tea, me of The Walking Dead. That's all I can see.
Honestly, I've had it.
That's what I'm imagining here.
Yeah,
I've had it all up to my neck with it. Yeah, and
trying to get away from.
So I said, "Look, I tell you what I do. The consciousness of the universe. Yeah, she will come down and she will then put you 3 clicks back, into the consciousness before you went to sea, so everybody and all your mates would be there and you'd be all okay. Yeah, they'll take you and put you there so you get all your form back, so it's never happened. Yeah. So anyway, took him away. The house was stinking. I was stinking. I was like, well, I can't. And then literally, it came back down to tell me it worked. I went, I know it's worked, and I ain't making it stink now. Fucking get back up, fucking there, for fuck's sake. So in the end, I had to fucking lock him in because he kept fucking coming back.
Yeah. He won't walk up the other end of the garden.
He won't go up the other end of the garden, and his mates have had enough of him because they've been in the bottom of the fucking Thames with him for fucking years. Fucking rotting.
Rotting.
So of course, next thing you know, because the Weavers, what I said to the Weavers, just go and do a copy, right? So the Weavers, oh, no worries, we've done a copy, yeah, we'll do it. They's locked away, yeah. So what did the Weavers do when they're finished? Come and blended himself back in with my sofa where they left from, bringing all the rock back into my sofa. I sat on it, absolutely stinking. I ended up with parasites all over me, inside me. So then basically I had to sit there while the energies worked out how to poison and kill all the parasites.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a game.
Yeah.
It's never boring.
Bearing in mind, you can feel them crawling all underneath your skin.
I was going to say to you, I wish I could come with you one of these days on one of your journeys.
There's good days and bad days. That was a fucking bad day. I went fucking nuts.
You already come with us. You already come with us. You just don't remember
well,
it.
yeah, yes, I know.
The thing is, when you get to the end of it, I feel really guilty because when you get to the end of the story, what it was trying to work out, how to put the blends back together and what poison was needed to kill the parasites to put the females back together.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. And I feel guilty that I've been ranting and raving and fucking going on, fucking thingy. And then you hear,
really did go ranting and raving.
I went mad. It was stinking. I had parasites. I had this. It's one of my mates that I know from this life. Yeah, I sent it back to, and apparently his missus went fucking mad. When he got home, he was fucking stinking because obviously that got put back into his fucking format.
Juicy then put a copy of the stinking sofa in his work van.
In his fucking work van.
Just to get him back from the
And he doesn't mind it. He doesn't mind it at all.
I went, can you copy this sofa into his work van? He went, yeah. I said, well, do that. So they did the copy and put it in the back of it. This is on a different parallel, don't forget. I said, put it in the back of his fucking work van and fucking leave it in there, fucking rotting. We found it. We found him. Oh my God, the stench. Honestly. But when we was down in the graveyard, it was a case of like, I was down there in the pouring rain, finishing that off. You know what I mean? It was like late in the morning by the time we got back. And it's amazing how many kids were out playing in the graveyard. There were nothing down there. There's just kids, like ghosty kids or whatever, all playing in the graveyard, all around me.
That was kind of beautiful to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of different energy. Was it kind of from all different timelines? So there was all different, like, you know,
it's weird as well because there's a lot of sort of like kiddie things, like there's Peter Pan floating around. And then all the energies all got together in the trees, and there's big massive elephants all walking around the graveyard. And it's like being in a massive fairy tale. Never felt.
It was amazing, guys.
Never felt scared or threatened or anything.
Oh, it was beautiful. The elephants were so majestic and so absolutely ginormous.
It's almost like they took control of they sort of like take control of the trees,
and the bushes,
and then the bushes then start walking around the graveyard, and the big elephants and the big majestic animals.
Amazing! Honestly, amazing. Honestly, I want to bring one home.
Well, yeah, what a few followers. But yeah,
they were so huge, though. Absolutely ginormous.
Massive.
And at the gateway, I saw a massive knight as well, ginormous knight, and there was this normal-sized woman hugging him. That was pretty amazing.
And then there's one elephant. It was that big. Yeah, it was like an open-top bus, and all the kids are sitting on the top. And it was having bus rides around the graveyard.
Oh wow!
Amazing. And I'm like sitting there, and I said to her, "Is it only me that can see this?" And they went, "Yeah, only you two." Because the normal people like kids on bikes going through the graveyard, they couldn't see any of it. We was almost like we entered a different sort of like we was allowed to see everything.
Dimension.
Dimension, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all fairy tales. It was like Peter Pan floating across and blah blah, and all the stories. There's
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, and we saw
the rabbit
and
the
Hatter.
Yeah, Manhattan, everybody.
It was the worst bit about that night was the weather.
Freezing.
It was freezing cold, wind, rain, a lot.
Yeah.
We got drenched.
Yeah.
I got covered in mosquito bites.
But it's worth it.
Oh, it was
amazing.
Amazing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Amazing to experience.
Yeah. Because where else could you experience something like that?
Just a graveyard, obviously. I'm going to go and sit in one and try it myself.
Yeah, I've never spent so much time in a graveyard.
Well, see, the thing is, obviously,
they're a bit freaky and a bit.
Yeah, well, obviously, the one where we are, because we're here for a reason. Where we are and what we do, we're here for a reason.
It's not.
No. It's not random.
An accident.
It's not random that we live in this house and where we live. It's because of where it is.
Everything always happens on
It is
time.
not random that we all found each other either. It is not random at all that we found each other and that we have same similarities
in this room, isn't it?
I mean, I live in Ohio, and you know that's the beautiful thing about. I know it's becoming the new earth. Last year, I had this. You're talking about the clouds and premonitions and shapes and shit. I had a premonition of the clouds where we built a bridge, and it was like a computer image that I could see the bridge. But these were bridges where we built to each other across the world. I had friends that lived in other parts of the world, but not like I have now. Not like the collective that I have. And I know them, and it's like, even when Dear Danny comes on, never met the man or talked to him, but I resonate with him, and I understand everything he's saying. I know you all feel the same way. I mean, and that you can't, we're how many thousands of miles away, and yet we feel the same, or we know the same things. We're all studying the same things. You know, and we didn't converse with each other to do that. We hadn't even met each other.
No. And it all ties in with Planet Purple.
Exactly, and it does.
It all ties in with that original Planet Purple. And it used to have an overheat problem. That's originally where we all come from. But we've always looked like this. Get your head around that.
Right.
I know. This is what but see, I didn't look like this last year. I had blonde hair.
We've always had this physical form.
But I changed into this. I went from 276 pounds, but this is not what I used to look like. Not just this hair. I mean, I just completely transformed. Everything in me changed. I don't know about yourselves. I had a freaking ulcer. I can't eat anything now without eating jalapenos. Couldn't even touch them before. Can now.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It's weird, but I love it. And then it's like just when you confirmation, somebody says something and you're listening and you're like, no, wow. I saw that in my meditation or my astral projection. Are you shitting me with it? It's still fun. It's so great.
Yeah. I mean, we're unfortunate really, because we don't do meditation. We have to physically go out and do it. So it's a boots on ground or sort of like meditation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does that make sense? I'm in a constant meditative state. I can go into it easily, just you know, kind of like when someone's praying or something, but it's not like that. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I can just go.
Really good, but I've never experienced.
No, we do what we do, and then we go into it. And sometimes we can be in there 2 weeks. What's the ring?
Yep.
Yeah.
Until everything's all done and dusted, can't it? In 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you went missing for ages recently.
Yeah,
well, not missing, but we didn't, you know, I was like, whoa, that's a long way.
Yeah. You don't know you're being dropped into it. That's why I can't ever pre-warn you.
No.
Because you don't know. Nobody tells us. this is going to happen tomorrow. It just happens. You're in it, and then that's it. You're in it until it's done.
And because you've gone from that timeline into all these individual ones, yeah, and then you've got to work out all these individual ones to come back to this one. Until they've all been rectified, you don't come back.
Yeah.
I haven't put anything on my YouTube channel since I did my hair because that I've been there with you. I'm like nothing was right. I just couldn't do it yet. I knew it and I kept going, why? And then I knew I was focused on myself, but I had to do a lot of projecting and everything. But here I am.
This time you didn't get worried, did you?
No, I was like, it was like, this time I did it. And I went, and you know what? I knew it though. When you came back, I was like, she's gone again. I knew they were gone. And I don't know why. I was like, hey, you got to tell us. But I was like, we know already. We got it.
Yeah.
It's one of our superpowers, which we've all got. So basically, we can walk many parallels in one go. So all parallels are open to walk many parallels. Yeah, so we're walking many parallels at the same time. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was still functioning, but I was not really here last week. I was not here at all last week and the week before that. My brain was on vacation, I guess.
Well, I was showing you because when the parallels dropped down to me, they're only like wafer thin, like a little thin piece of plastic. Yeah, you imagine that. And then, and then they come down, and then they go underneath you. Yeah. So each parallel, when it fills into the box or into this room, is only like a wafer thin sort of piece of like clean film. Yeah. And each one of them is a parallel. Yeah, and then basically each one of those gives you a different parallel, a different this, a different that, and that's how thin they are.
You can jump them easily, can't you? You literally can. I mean, I have tried it myself where I've been in like a bit of a shitty day or whatever, and I thought, no, I want better. I'm going to jump a parallel, and I'm going to be the better version of myself. That makes sense. And literally jump a parallel, because I think, as you say, they're so thin, and I think a lot of the times we're not even aware of jumping parallels.
No.
They say, like, you have that thing where you go into a room and you're like, oh my god, where have I put my keys? What have I done with my keys? And you've put them somewhere, but they're bloody not there. And you're like, well, I put them there. Now that, I feel, is us jumping parallel, and we didn't put them in that particular level we jumped in. We haven't
never put anything in a safe area.
Yeah, don't put anything in a safe place.
No,
it's gone.
I learned that real quick.
I've learned that one.
Because you put it into the nothing. Right,
pretty
so because you put it in a safe place, it's not relevant to you, or anybody else would go to that place.
It disappears forever.
You put it into a place that isn't relevant to you or anybody else knowing you, and then you go looking for it and it's fucking gone. It's because you took it out of relativity and you put it in the nothing. It's not happened yet and it's gone.
And it's really screwed up. That's one of my gifts, is I can find things for people, like in the craziest places. My father lost his car keys in the lake, and a dirty lake, and I found them. And and then when you do that yourself, when it's like, that's what I kept thinking last week, like, damn, I gotta quit putting things in a safe place. It's not safe because I don't remember where the hell I put it.
And you never find it
right now out in the open.
So you take it as solid and you put it into somewhere and it's gone.
And it disappears.
It's gone.
Yep.
So all we've got to do is get all these nasty bastards, put them in a safe place between us all as a collective, and fucking bye-bye.
You'll go for it.
See you later.
Yeah,
I've actually have been envisioning that in my my astral projections, that we're taking them and we're putting them in, like, we made our version of Pandora's box. We're putting them in that box.
Yeah.
get rid of them.
Yeah, you're bang on there.
Yeah,
Actually, sorry.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I've got some good nails and some good fucking hammer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll put them down, yeah, where the rot is. Where I took.
That's where they belong.
Let's put that box down there, and you can put them all in there.
I know, actually.
And nobody's going to go open it because they don't want to go down into the icky.
No, we'll just leave them down there and then we can rot. No,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, honey. Go ahead.
No, it's all right, Lovey. I think it's about 4 weeks ago, I had a really vivid dream, and I was actually battling something very, very evil that actually got hold of me, and I couldn't get back into my physical body, and I had to really try. I was like, I've got to get out of this, and I got back in. But I was actually to the point where I needed to turn the light on, which I've not done since I was a kid because it was so. Well, I know I was on the astral realm, and I know I was fighting, if you like, whatever I was doing there. But it got hold of me, and yeah, that was quite an experience. And then after that, I was ill for like 4 weeks after that, so that was quite interesting.
It is.
Well, it's interesting because I haven't needed to use the bell jar technique or anything, but when I'm under and I'm projecting, I'm fighting again. So it's like I'm on a completely different reality than everybody else, and I don't know why, but this is what I've always been.
Well, the evil, or the ones that took everything for themselves and then did what they did, we sat here and we watched the Weavers had made.
We let them do what we were supposed to be doing.
I'm not saying what happened, but the Weavers made a copy of the ship.
We were put to sleep.
They did what they did in, and then went and collected everybody that had done what they'd done and took them away. So the evil are going through hell. Let's put it like that.
Yeah,
let's leave it at that.
Yeah, you don't want to know these kids.
No,
it's horrible.
I
don't like hearing about it. It's awful.
Yeah, it was like we'd be sat here going, wow.
Well, I know what I saw in that dream was I wouldn't want to describe it either. It was not nice. It's something I've not,
Yeah, well, maybe we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah.
See if it ties in, but I won't talk about it online because
no,
it's too horrible.
I agree.
It was something that we were shown, something that we was all part of. And obviously, if I'm shown it, then I suppose I've got to share it with like-minded people, but not online.
Yeah.
Because
right.
It's too.
Yeah, but for the rest of the people, the evil that did what they did, they've been taken away, and
there are consequences.
Let's put it like that. So go on.
I have this. It's a weird thing in my head that I have that they're on trial right now. I mean, it's like I've been in a long trial. It's a long trial, and this is this is bad. This is.
I held part of the trial in here, didn't I?
Yeah.
I held part of the planet.
They're getting it for what they did in other planets.
Yeah.
That's why we're awake now, so we can fix what they screwed up again.
Space and time were part of the sort of problem. Yeah.
They let it happen.
They let it happen. So space and time let it happen.
That's why it had to be shut down.
That's why it had to be shut down. Now, we was asked to go in there, rewrite it all and everything else. So all the new sort of Royal Star rules, regulations have been written. Yeah. And coded into the universe. So everything that we do, we have to do by the book. So everything we do on our travels has to be done. I have to do everything by the book because it's all been rewritten. Because space and time were letting all this happen on purpose because it's all involved with it. Yeah, and benefiting from it. So space and time itself, they were a couple. Yeah, the evil side of it. And they let it happen. So basically, it took us this long to prove what had been going on, and then there's a trial held, and then they were sent away, to the point of I was holding sort of like a trial down here, yeah, and then because they wouldn't have them up there because there was too evil to have up there, and there's a whole new law being written. There's a whole new committee, space committee that's been written. It's a whole new court, and it's all brand new court, as in universe. It's like a quantum court and judgment, and it's all been rewritten because it was proven without a shadow of doubt that the old ones are all corrupt and they've all been taken out. There's even sent away for there's even given a chance as a rebirth and everything else, blah blah blah, and they still come back.
Did you say that they've been sent away to rebirth?
They had their last chance, as a rebirth to see if they changed.
To be rebirthed.
To see if they'd actually changed their ways, and they didn't. So they've all been, consequences. It was all given chances all the way along, right down to a brand new rebirth, and the outcome was the same. So basically, it's all been dealt with now.
Exactly. I can't believe it. Like, how do you know the same? Like I still question it sometimes. I go, how the hell do these people know the same thing I know? But I know what it is. I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's me that has to hold. It's me that goes and collects them all and holds the trial. You see. But I also carry a copy of all of you with me while I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. So all I am is the male that protects the female. So the universe is female plus one. There's only ever been one male in the universe, and that's the one that protects the females. And I'm just playing that part at the minute, protecting the females.
And that makes sense. That's why there's more women than there are men on this planet.
Yeah, and that's why it's only women that I talk to that understand what's going on, because all the other males are fake females that have been made from the female fake ones.
Well, my husband understands. So how does he understand?
Because he's probably the same as me. There's copies of me. Yeah, there's copies of me. When I'm doing my travelling, or when I'm travelling, right, all of everything is inside me, and all I'm doing is projecting it out. If you get that, what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, it's almost like when we're doing my travelling, everybody's inside here, and I just project everything out.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
You're right. More mermaid hair, look.
Yeah, we're mermaids. We're all looking very mermaidy.
Yeah, isn't it?
What is that anyway? You know, I have never had blue hair.
But here's one for you. Did you know this one? The mermaids this time have actually been blended with the female stars. So the female of the universe is now become a female, as in a proper female. So the mermaids have been blended with the female stars. So the mermaids are now also blended with the female stars as well. So it all becomes one. So each female now.
So mermaids could live underwater and live on land and
live in space.
Live in the stars.
Live in the stars. So they're all being blended as one. And then you also carry all the actual individual universes with you as well. Now, when your eyes, if you look at your eyes, yeah, when it all starts to blend properly and you look into your eyes, you will see little star clippings and they look like little starships in your eyes. I don't know if you've noticed them. Yeah, they look like two little, look like sails off a boat. Look, two little clippings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you've noticed them, but if you look in your eyes and you see them, they're all the star clippings from all the stars around the universe that have been used to do everything. So the eyes have all been converted into stars.
Okay.
Of the universe, because, and this is one thing I've said to you guys before, yeah, your brain, and you think with your eyes, yeah, your brain is where you store the information. If you think about it, it's right. If you try thinking in your head, nothing happens, but you start thinking with your eyes,
Yeah.
I think
Exactly. Then it makes sense because you have to have a visual of it.
Yeah, so you think, your brain and your thinking is done with your eyes, and you store the information in your brain. And the universe, the new universe, is which has been developed for the brain, yeah, which is then creates the universe around us, because that's the new universe which is around us.
Yes. And do you guys notice are you having like when you like question or something anymore? I automatically go to my higher self and get the answer. Do you guys do that now?
I always go to the crazy side. Yeah. If you want a question answering, yeah, and then you put your thingy and you go absolutely batshit crazy with your answer that you want, you'll get the answer.
Yes, exactly.
If you go like normal thinking like an earth thing, you just blow your fucking mind because you never get the answer.
Yeah, you're saying
So you get a question, you put it into the most craziest fucking sort of pattern you could think of in your head or your eyes, yeah, and you get the answer.
Yep, exactly.
It's because you're using more permutations to get the answer than thingy. If you try thinking like say, like, you know, because everything's been written in these books to make you think a certain way to trap you into the system, you see, of who you really are.
Like this,
so
like
all you have to remember,
story of Adam and Eve.
Your brain, and you do the thinking with your eyes, and this is where you store the information of the universe. And once you get that in your head, it answers every question.
No, Ellie,
if subconsciously, if you're thinking with your eyes, and it puts it into your brain, it actually makes sense. But if you try thinking in your brain, nothing really happens.
No, it doesn't.
Because there's nothing really in there. That's only that stores the information. Yeah, it's true though, isn't it? It's mad.
No.
What do you know?
Yeah, and it makes sense. It does, doesn't it? You start thinking in your head, like, nothing happens.
Someone that's not on the network go, no, honey, no, we don't understand. And I'm like, well, you got to have brain like us then. I don't know. And it's so nice to there's other people out there like my brain.
Yeah, you see, and the brain, yeah, is the universe, the new universe, which is there to connect to. Well, if they write it in and put you into the system that fuzzies that up, then you don't see the universe around you because it blocks the system up. Well, hello.
Someone's vibrating.
No.
Mine, so don't you blame
Sound like
me.
batteries were on the way out.
I think you're
Actually, mine is.
Or is that somebody's brain just like cut on?
I have to plug mine in. No, it's in my phone. Nothing else.
Mains operated.
Get electric shock on that.
Oh.
And like I say, we're all out now. So this, like I said before, you know, the universe is so vast it can't be put in a computer. So everything's out. Computers are out. We're out. We're all out. We're in. That is out. We're all out. So you're not trapped within a system.
Yep.
Good.
Because
the system.
Yeah.
Because the thing is this is the universe, and everything that's been created around is inside here. Yeah, it's your third eye that actually makes you see it. And the third eye is a star drive, because each female is the same as a starship. So each female is the flower of the universe.
with access to every single star in the universe.
Yeah.
All the star clippings. And how big that universe is.
It's fucking massive.
Expanding 1 light year per millisecond.
Constant.
It's incomprehensible, isn't it, really, to our small brains?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you think with the eyes,
Yes. Yes.
then it's not.
No.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
See,
Which is why when I don't, I've said to you before, I don't always get what you're saying, but I do get it. I get it on a different level than my human body. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's because we have to live it. So we go out and we live in these different timelines when we go in. So to me, it's real. Yeah.
Yes.
But because it's real. Yeah. I've walked these timelines. Yeah. For real. So all these timelines are real timelines because I've walked them. Yeah. I'm not allowed in a computer because the way I think and the way that the universe works, it won't let me in a computer. So basically, all this fighting I've been doing outside with like different fucking ghouls and ghosts and stuff and everything else, I've really been doing it.
Out.
Guys, I hate
because it's the only way that you can kill someone.
It's the only way
that you can kill the evil is to get them out of the system, bring them out, make them real, and then fucking do them.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So because they was hiding within the system. No matter how many times we.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you for being with us tonight. It's been amazing.
See you later.
Thank you. It was so much fun. I love you.
Bye.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Because I realised no matter how many times we sort of went through the same thing every weekend, a few weekends later we'd have the same story going on because they was living in this in their system, in the computer. So
it's like a computer game.
It's like a computer game.
They just reload themselves.
They just reload himself. So when I realised then, I thought, aha. So the universe is so vast it can't go on a computer. So now that's out. All computers are out. We're all out. Yeah. Now I'll come and fight you, beat the fucking life out of you, and then you stay dead. And they did.
All right.
It's mad because when we're in these things, we get given different sort of like, I wouldn't say superpowers, but they are like fucking, it's fucking bonkers. I can actually sit here and blow. I can sit here and blow, and a fucking house or chimney over the fucking other side of the thing, it fucking moves and fucking goes out the fucking way. Just from blowing. And that's out. So we've all got these superpowers, yeah, that we've had in a previous life, yeah, but within a system, within a system. But because we've been walking this real time, these superpowers are actually coming back to us all now, yeah, as proper superpowers, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've met because the timelines I've been walking and everything else, yeah. Then I realised I've been doing this fucking for real. Because I could sit here stinking of death and God knows what and blah blah blah. And then I realised the only way to actually kill these entities is to put them out the same as me, make them real, and then go for them, and then they stay dead, which they have. Because I explained to them, you're now out. You're out the computer. You're out blah blah blah. Then I do what I do, and they stay dead and they don't come back. And that's how you get rid. That's how you kill an entity. So any of you guys out there who've got entities or whatever, you're out, they're out, yeah. Fucking let them have it, yeah. They stay dead.
For real.
For real. Originally, we come from a planet where we had superpowers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Flying and everything.
Because you're individual starships, so you can, because it's just what you are. And but we're being led to believe that that's all within a system. That's why you get these. You see these films of Superman, super this, Superwoman, it's all, you know, it's all been taken away from.
It's been hidden.
Been taken away from you and hidden,
Yeah.
made it look like it was a special people, but it's not. It's who everybody really was originally, and it's all going back to that sort of timeline of where we originally come from.
Okay. Yep.
It's almost like we've gone all the way round and just kept on going round and round and round and round and round and round until it went bang, and that's why there's all different timelines, because we weren't in control of it. But then obviously the evil came in and they were siphoning it across and then taking the superpowers with them and using that fake gods, fake this, fake that, blah, 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 which now they're all being held accountable for, because we got shown that on the last journey, which we'll talk about offline if you want to hear it. But like, you know, it was like fucking horrific, wasn't it? But it's been done, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, definitely. Because we only get shown things or led into things of what's happening or what's relevant. Because otherwise, this would have happened many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it happened, I think, you know, and I always said, when we get to the end of the story, then you find out who you really are.
Yeah.
Because once you find out who you really are, you're at the end of the story.
Yeah.
Because it's the way it's been. It's the way, because all the permutations work like this. So everything works from 0 to the +1. So everything's got a blend in the permutation of 0 to +1, 0 to +1, 0 to +1. So every little bit of every little fucking drama has been reblended to the 0 to the +1. Every little problem 0 to +1. Once you get to the +1, you've actually finished that.
You've maxed out.
You've maxed out that particular fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every little bit.
You can only +1 when it gets the absolute maximum.
Oh yeah, the maximum of every story within a story of that particular problem. +1s, +1. And once all them +1s have all been finished, it takes you home.
Good.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Fucking wait.
Yeah. And everything, and it doesn't matter how you know, everything's the same then, just 0 to the +1 of every little problem, whatever the problem is, to the +1. Then when 0 to the +1s, in the end, will take you home. Because the final 0 to the +1 is taking you home. And all the other permutations, which are the infinity to 0 to the +1s, yeah, then take you home.
They drive it, don't they?
Because they drive it to take you home. How
Yeah,
long
that's
you,
coming up, isn't it?
yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's nice because we get into the end of the 0 to the +1s and all the hassle and everything else and blah blah blah. But you know, I didn't realise for a long time that what I've been doing. Because they kept saying, "Don't worry about it. It's in the computer. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Hold on a minute, we're not." And then even the energies were like, "No, we're not, are we?" Well, no, we fuckers like we're doing this fucking meal. Honestly, I've had some right fucking punch up with some evil fucking energies out there. Proper. Literally trying to beat the fucking door down the windows to try and get in. And they
Horrible.
And I've literally turned them to like glass and then smashed the fuck out of them and broke them into pieces. And I thought that was all part of it, you know, being. But then when I realised it's for real, I was like, "Fucking hell, that actually fucking really happened." I think I've had everything come at me, some fucking horrific stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horrific. One of them was like a big, massive weaver, and she came up to the window, and even the energies were like, "Woo," like that, and she was showing us inside her belly, and it was like hell in there. I was like, "Whoa!" And all these people were in there. And I thought, I was like, "Are we in control of this?" And then we realised at the end of it that she was just coming to show us all the bad people she'd captured.
Oh wow!
We was like, whoa,
Right.
whoa. Because we're in our sort of like in our room, you know what I mean, in our lounge, and it's like our spaceship.
Safe space.
It's in our safe space, and outside the window is like literally all kicking off.
Yeah, and those particular times we don't let the dog out.
No. I even get told. Bring Rusty in. Rusty, get in, and he comes bombing in. Bless him. Yeah. So it's coming to an end anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to be.
Yeah, but there's probably more to do in terms for you two. I'd expect.
I would say so. It's not.
You're not just going to come to the end and never go on a journey again. I can't see that happening.
No.
Bloody
We want
bloody boring.
My dream is to go on. My dream is to go on the final journey and not fucking come back.
Not without us.
No, that's what I mean. The final journey.
Well, we all are.
Yeah, the final journey.
You can't get out of it.
Yeah, and we stay there.
All of us.
Yeah.
Good.
I've even tried staying in it for 3 weeks to see if I stay in it. It still fucking kicks me out at the end of it. Probably fucking had enough of me by that time. Getting rubbing on my head now.
Go back to planet Earth and do your normal human thing.
You will never shut up.
Keep going on. Any questions?
Any questions, did you just say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
How's everyone feeling? Is
Tired.
everyone
You're looking a lot. You're looking a lot
good.
better. You're feeling better.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking more feminine, aren't
Yeah,
they?
more feminine. Yeah.
Everybody's got that feminine glow about them.
Yeah. That's what I've been holding on to, you see.
I'd agree there too. Again,
Yeah.
Because I find that I was just like, I don't know. Yes, looking at myself in the mirror, I can see myself differently recently.
Yeah. I have done. I did.
Yeah. That's probably in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Definitely.
It's because that's what I'm going through with you.
Yeah.
I was saying, look, I'm with you, and you're not you. I'm holding on to you. And run it.
Yeah.
Because you're not you. I know you. Yeah, I know you're a fighter. Yeah. And what I do, you used to do. I also know what went on.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to tell you.
Well, I know now. I'm impatient.
Yeah.
But it was all to do with that. It was literally all to do with the evil or what they did and the fake gods and them stealing the energy away from the mermaids and creating their own sort of like mortality out of it. And they weren't supposed to do that. That weren't part of the deal. And that's what they did. The original parents that got sent down was to send down, have the children, and then
just help guide the children.
Yeah. But all the powers and everything should have been passed through to the mermaids and been passed through that way. Yeah, that was the original setup of what it should have been, because the mermaids and the energy of the mermaids is what creates the universe, because it's the inner beauty of them that creates everything. So what the fake gods did is the parents held on to that and then kept the mermaid children sort of captive and stole that energy away to create their own beauty and their own immortality out of it, which then drained all the goodness out of the universe.
Okay.
Yeah, there has to be a certain amount of mermaids at all one time, always in the universe, because that's what gives you that flux of that expansion. Is the mermaids and their sexual energy and their beauty that gives you that sort of like that 1 light year per millisecond expansion as a constant within the universe. When that's gone, that expansion goes, the beauty goes, the inner beauty goes, and the whole lot collapses.
Wow.
That's basically the way it works. And that's why we shut down. That's why we shut down the old place. And I said, I'm ready to go. We've got everything out. We could get out. Everything could be salvaged, and we just jumped and we watched it collapse. We sat here and we watched it collapse out the window. The whole lot was like boom, 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 and collapsed on it all. And he wrote down that we all died and we all dead on that universe, and we chipped into this new one. And got out of the way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was only there because of us, you see. Because it was holding its hostage to build everything for it, because it couldn't build anything itself. It could only destroy everything. So we're the ones that are having to create everything, and we're using our energies to create everything for it to do its evil within. So it's a case of getting everything out, could get out, and then chip out. And then once we left, everything's relevant to and from us. And of course, the whole space and time collapsed.
Because we weren't there anymore.
Because we weren't there anymore.
Wow.
And we watched it collapse, didn't we?
Yeah. I heard it collapse.
Yeah, and heard it as well. We was like, whoa. But the old space and the old where we got left from, because the old and the universe spoke to the other one saying, look, let us leave and go. And then the whole lot just collapsed, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then he wrote it into that old universe where we were, that we all died and we were gone. And it just collapsed. And we watched it go, didn't we?
Mm.
So now are you
And
saying
after
we're
that
kind of
was
on a
when
better...
it was all Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, then we came to this place where it's Full Metal Jacket.
So we are now on a better timeline then.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that old
on one
universe was
timeline,
an
yeah.
old timeline.
All the individual timelines have been now written into one timeline.
Yeah.
Everything's been blended into the one.
Into the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All the old ones were left over there.
Yeah.
And we started a brand new one with one timeline here.
Brilliant.
So all the old time
going forward positively now, like in a totally different way completely that we're not aware of.
Yeah. Yeah. All the history got brought with us of who we are and why, and the one timeline, and all them other ones were left over there.
Yeah.
And just badoosh, and then collapsed on it. It's probably when everything all lined up for us to take one away. Yeah, when all the individual ones lined up to bring the one away, and then left all the staggered ones over there, badoosh, and it just dropped once we'd gone. That's what I mean. So we're on one timeline now, but with all the memories of the many. It works out. It works out. Sort of the one to the many and many to the one. So all the individual ones of the new ones is the many, yeah, and then that's writing itself to the one. So the many writes itself to the one, and then obviously the one is the many writing itself back out to the one. It's the one to the many and many to the one. So it rebuilds itself back through you. So all the many out there,
and everything looks after each other.
All the many out there writes itself back to you as the one, and then you as the one as the many writes itself back out to the individual ones of the many. So it rewrites itself. If you understand that.
Yep.
Yes and no, if you know what I mean.
It's using the permutations of the many to rewrite the one. So the many of you and the individual ones of you, rewrite the one of you. So in billions of permutations, of you, rewrite you, and then you become one of the many. Then you can spread the one of the many to the individual ones yourself out there as the many to the one.
And everyone keeps everyone safe.
Yeah. So it rewrites it. Yeah. It's the only way to do it. Because it's been so fragmented over thingy, you've got to use the many to rewrite the one. So that many permutation rewrites the one. And then the one then can rewrite the many back to the individual ones out there. And then back again, it's just this circle of rebuild and rebirth.
Regeneration.
And regeneration.
Yeah, it all ties in, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. It's mind
And
blowing.
then everyone's evolving at the same rate, and everyone's...
It's rebirth. It's rebirth. Yeah, it's rebirth of everybody, but on the same level.
Yeah.
Mm.
But individual.
But all individual. Because individuality is the security of the universe. Because everybody was originally came from the original Sow, or original Weaver. Yeah. Then obviously the ones in front then, depend on you. Because if you're not there, it takes a lot out. Because of the permutations. So because we've rewritten everything, and it's been written through space, it's all been rewritten. Yeah. So the individuality of everybody, it all equals the one.
It's our strength.
But it's our strength. Where before the one was the many. Yeah. So if the one went, the many went. Where now the many are the one coming back to the one. So it's the many rewrite the one.
The many keep the one safe.
Yeah. So
instead of the one keeping the many.
You can jump. You can jump off one. You can jump off. If that star went bang, it would put that star back. Because
it's all the other stars
are parallel to that one. And put it back.
Even though they're all individual.
It put it back.
Yeah.
It helps keep it safe,
but,
even though it's individual.
Where before it came from the one to the many. If anything happened to the one, then it all goes. And that's the way that old one got taken down. You see, we took out the one when we jumped, and then the whole lot collapsed. And then we come to this one, which is now the many to the one, instead of the one to the many.
On that note, I'm gonna have to go now, my lovelies.
Yeah.
See you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Lovely lots.
Yeah.
Right.
Having us. Lots of love to you all.
Speak soon.
Speak soon. Bye. Bye.
See you.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's just this two.
We're down to two.
You look so much better. Do you feel better?
Me?
Yeah, you look younger. You look.
Oh, I'm downloading right now.
Look, absolutely stunning. You all do. You look stunning.
Oh, thank you. Maybe it's because I've got some time.
I mean, it's been a long time since we've done one, but we wanted to get to the sort of like the end of the story, didn't we? Yeah. I wanted to know what it was all really about, didn't we?
Yeah, instead of itty bitty bits and pieces.
We didn't know it. We didn't know ourselves because we've been living it. You know what I mean? So
we get taken on so many different stories of it.
Yeah.
You do have to sift through it all.
Yeah.
To get
There's so many different timelines that was on. You know what I mean? And it's so difficult to work out what it to work out the stories. So we'd go on a journey. I'd spend probably a week just trying to get my head around.
Oh, what's happened?
And stripping out different stories to get some sort of directive of what was going on.
Yeah, and which bit fits with which bit, and
yeah,
what the fuck's just gone on? Isn't it?
It is, isn't it? But it's nice to do. It's nice to do a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean,
it's good to be back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good to be back, isn't it?
I was thinking it's long overdue, isn't it?
It's long overdue, but it's the right time, isn't it?
It is.
Oh no, you don't do it till the timing's right.
No.
Ever.
No.
And don't let you.
No, it don't let you. No. No.
It only happens when it's supposed to happen, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like if we do a write-up. It's only because we do a write-up and it flows. If it doesn't flow when we do a write-up, I leave it. But we have started the book, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have started doing a book and trying to get it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know before there's mention of book and stuff, but it would have been too.
It would have been too system.
Yeah. Well, you need. The thing is, when you write a book, you need the beginning, the middle, and an end, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole thing is your conclusion to write it all together.
Yeah.
Which we've got now to a certain degree.
Yeah, more than ever.
More than ever. Do you know what I mean? Because where before we were just at the beginning bit of going public with it and seeing if other people felt the same. I mean, that was right at the beginning. I mean, don't that seem such a long time ago?
It does, does it? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It seems like millions and millions of years ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Well, it was, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On one of the timelines, anyway.
Yeah. But as I say, Abracadabra's been rewritten. You know what I mean? The whole thing. You know what I mean? It's a whole different sort of like it's a quantum Abracadabra now. Yeah, and it's all been rewritten and everything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and all I do is blend the energies. So as the energies are coming in, I blend the energies, and then the energies they do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got their own pattern. So as the energies are coming in, they fold themselves in a certain way. They do certain things, and each bit will pick up another bit, and blah blah blah. It's a very precise thing. And all I'm doing is blending the stories together and blending what's going on together, and then literally the energies then pick out exactly which bits they've got to connect everything around us.
Yeah.
And it is real.
Everything really does happen for a reason, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We just hate it when we have to come back, but I suppose we've got to come back to tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us the update.
Yeah, but we'll all stay there one day.
Of course it is.
We're not going all through this for no reason.
Oh God, no.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus, innit? Innit? You know what I mean? So, like, we're not going through all this for no reason.
That's
No,
right.
no.
Do you fancy ending it here, and then we have a quick private chat, and I'll tell you what happened?
Yeah, let's end it here.
Let's end it here. You stay there, and then I'll tell you what happened. You've got to hear this, what happened, but I'm not going to say it online. Anyway, folks, there you go. Catch up.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.